I'm Shayla, and I'm going to talk to you today about some emotions and essential oils and how the essential oils help our emotions and our choices or our reactions to life. I have done a video previously on the cycle or pattern that our brain goes through when we have an experience and what happens with that experience in our brain and why we react because of the peptides and the cell reproduction that's going on and the cell reaction that's going on in our brain, and then all of that involving our own past experiences or past feelings and emotions. And so I did a video on that last week. Yes, when I was in New York. So it's in my New York series. But today I want to talk just a little bit. I'm going to kind of take a little different route. I've kind of been thinking a little bit more about this whole emotional thing and how the essential oils helps us with those emotions and with our reactions and with changing the brain. Like it's intriguing to me. I would like to, I am on board with it. I was going to say, I'd like to say I'm on board with it, but I am on board with it. But I want to know why. I want to know, figure out how. I'm very, very curious. So I've been doing some reading, and I picked up a book. I think I've shared it before, called the I Am Fabulous book. It's Blends for Emotional Well-Being. And the lady that wrote this, Desiree Mangandog. I'm probably murdering her last name, and I'm so sorry. But she has some Chinese medical training, and one of the things that I have kind of always known and teach my children in my classroom is, how we hold stress and trauma and every experience that we have, we hold that in our body. Our body takes that in, and it's not just held in our brain, it's held in different parts of our body. And that is the belief of the Chinese as well, and that's why acupuncture works so well for some people, and because they believe that those certain parts of the body that is holding whatever it is, bad or good, needs to be released and needs to be out of the body in order for our body to function healthily and be amazing and great. So as I've been reading and researching a little bit more and doing my own kind of processing of things and thinking back on past experiences, I'm kind of getting a better understanding of it, and I wanted to share. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. And I'm also going to share a blend from this book that my friend had blended for me, a blend of essential oils in the past when I was going through something, and kind of how each of the oils helped and targeted specific things that helped get through that. And I'll talk about it later. I get ahead of myself in my head, so sorry if that's annoying. But first, so what I wanted to say. So emotions create this energy, right? And this energy goes throughout our whole body. It goes through our blood system. It goes into our cells. It goes into our organs. It goes through our whole body. And it tends to settle in certain places depending on the stress or the experience that it was. So like the lungs are most associated with sadness. The liver is with anger. The heart with sadness. The spleen is with worry or overthinking. Kidneys with fear. So like if you have pains in these certain areas, it could possibly be related to your emotional well-being for that type of emotion. And unresolved feelings, if you're not dealing with them healthily, if you're not, like targeting them in whatever way or releasing them in a healthy way, then they get trapped. They get trapped in there. And that's how the essential oils come into play, that it helps release them and get them out so that they are no longer there and hurting that particular organ. And it's funny because just this morning, like I had this really, really sharp pain in my shoulder, back of my shoulder, up through my neck, right up through my neck up here. And just this morning, and I woke up thinking, man, I must have slept on it wrong or something. But so of course I put some Aroma Touch and Deep Blue on there. But I've also been told by a friend quite a bit ago that whenever you have pain in your shoulders, it could be related to parenting and some parental pain that you may be suffering or going through or experiencing. And even saying that now, I'm kind of realizing this morning I had some quite a few annoyances with my children, and I kept thinking, God, there's got to be an oil. I even told my cousin, I'm like, there's got to be an oil for parenting annoyance, because I'm just really annoyed by my children. So in a very happy, positive way, good way. I love them dearly, but it's just some days I'm like, God, annoying me. So yeah, which is interesting because I have that pain in my shoulder, and even with the Aroma Touch and Deep Blue, like it definitely helped. It soothed it. But it's kind of starting to come back again, so I should probably put some more on. But so your different organs, your different parts of your body ache for different reasons, and that could be a lot to do with your emotional well-being. So I'm apparently dealing with some parental issues, which is great. So the other thing that I wanted to say is that about that. Now I'm lost in my notes. I go all over the place. I'm so sorry. Oh, so that when we suppress those feelings, then that's when they get stuck in those organs, or they get stuck wherever, and it's really unhealthy. And so we have to get them out. And there are certain oils that target certain aspects of your emotions. And it, as I explained in my other video, it changes that cycle that your brain goes through. And it also just releases them out of the body. Like stretching, I tell my kids at school, we stretch quite often. We do yoga, try to do yoga every day, especially if we're not going outside for recess because of the weather. Stretching those muscles, your calf muscles hold a lot of stress. So stretching those calf muscles, stretching your arms and your back releases tension, but then it also releases that stress and gets it out of your body. It literally releases the stress. So that's why massages are so good, right? They help so often, is because it's releasing that. You don't have to continue to destroy your body and overwork your body in trying to break down that energy, that negative energy. Because that's ultimately what you're doing. Your body, you're containing it, your body is constantly trying to break it down, constantly trying to keep the body safe from that negative, toxic energy that is in there. And so you got to get rid of it so that your body isn't overworking itself and causing other things to happen. I mean, like weight gain. I have read that your body will form fat cells around the cells that are damaged or cells that are stressed in order to protect itself from those damaged stress cells. And then again, when your body's forming fat around something, you see that physically on the outside, right? So all of these things come into play, and releasing it healthily and dealing with those feelings and emotions is what's important and crucial. So, in saying that, my friend had made a blend for me that included 10 different oils. It was the Bye Bye Baggage blend. It assists in releasing any kind of toxic people, places, or circumstances from your life. Generally, we know what and who are healthy and nourishing. However, often we become addicted to what is unhealthy. This blend was to help identify the negative baggage and create a desire to shed all that baggage for good. And it was very transformative blend to transition into a new way of being. It had Hawaiian sandalwood in it that lifts your vibration and brings heightened spiritual awareness. And it is an oil that will clearly identify the baggage. I think I am, especially right now, really good at, or strive to be really good at identifying certain things, becoming more aware of the negative or even the positive aspects of my life. And I think that's something that I didn't always have or listen to a lot. So Hawaiian sandalwood is really good for clearly identifying that negative baggage. Frankincense is always good. No matter what, frankincense is good. When all else fails, turn to frank. It's another great oil that brings the baggage again to the light. And many times awareness alone creates motivation for the change. Like I was saying, like just becoming more aware helps start to alter your way of thinking and change some of your reactions to things, whether it be have more patience for something, or whether it be, you know what, I don't even need that, so I'm going to stay away from it. I'm not going to have it. Cedarwood helps to identify the supportive individuals. So the ones that are in your circle and that are supportive and healthy, the cedarwood's going to help you identify those better and draw you back to those people, because surrounding yourself with goodness can only bring good, right? Cinnamon is the epitome of empowerment. So this oil helps you to find your power and make you stand strong in your truth. Eucalyptus helps you raise your standards. The quality of life is determined by the standards that you live by. So if you set your standards high, you're going to strive to achieve them. Unless you were me in high school, my senior year, and my best friend and I, we would set our standard low so that when we overachieve, we felt like we were overachieving when we went above and beyond. I don't think that works in life in general, but who knows? Lemongrass is cleansing oil that helps rid the spirit of toxic negative vibrations. The oil helps to release all the baggage that needs to be dumped from your life. I like to diffuse lemongrass in my bathroom. I don't know why, because it smells like lemony and kind of fresh. And I like the bathroom to smell fresh. Who doesn't? But I guess that's really the only place I've ever used it. Well, aside from in a blend. But so yeah, it helps to get rid of some, those toxic negative vibrations in the air. Melaleuca helps create necessary boundaries that keep parasitic relationships out. It allows closeness with loving and supportive individuals. So it's setting boundaries, again, for, you know what, I don't need that in my life anymore. I don't need that negativeness. So please, I just say no to it. And then allowing others. You also have to allow, there's that allowance. You have to allow the goodness to come in as well, because you deserve it. Everybody deserves good. No matter what. Everybody. Thyme is the oil that teaches you to forgive others. Even with enemies, it is important to forgive because it opens you to spiritual healing. You can forgive and keep healthy boundaries at the same time. That's something really hard, I think, to deal with and to really sink in, is that even when you forgive, you still have boundaries, and it's okay. That's hard to accept. Siberian fir is the best oil to break negative patterns, including codependent relationships, enabling and abusive relationships. Many of these negative emotional and spiritual patterns are taught to us by our parents and grandparents. I am a true testament to that codependency being passed down a lot. I've recognized as an adult in that through these relationships that I've had, that a lot of that codependency was just learned, and I thought that's the way we were supposed to do things, but I'm glad that I'm learning different now. Douglas fir gets you excited to live a life with healthy boundaries and higher standards. So those were the 10 that are in the bye-bye baggage, and that's kind of the breakdown as to why you put all of those together in order to get rid of toxic people, toxic patterns, toxic things that you just bring into your life because you think that, you have to, or you're supposed to, or whatever. And when really you don't need that. And it's okay to be good, and it's okay to feel good, and it's okay to have good in your life all the time. But life is life, and life isn't good all the time. And that's why we have some of the oils to help you identify what isn't good and to give you the courage to get it out, I guess. Because the oils, whether you're applying them topically or, inhaling them, I talk a lot about inhaling the oils because it goes straight to your limbic system in your brain. But also, as I've been reading and learning now, that even just applying them to the skin in certain areas is going to help release where your body is storing that stress. And that makes total sense. I'm glad I have realized that and have found that, because even with my shoulder, and they say that's kind of that parental stress, the parental responsibility, get that out of that area because it hurts right now and I don't want it to hurt anymore, but also release that, like get it out. Parenting isn't easy, and it's definitely not easy alone. So it's only normal and natural to be overwhelmed and overstimulated and annoyed sometimes. But I don't want to harbor those feelings, and I don't want to harbor those emotions because it's not healthy for anybody. It's not healthy for me, but it's also not healthy for my kids because I tend to yell more like I did this morning. So the oil of forgiveness is one that I will be diffusing in rubbing it on my kids as I give them hugs. So yeah, that's what I have. I hope it was informational, and I just wanted to do a quick one. There weren't any attendees this morning on my Zoom meeting, so thought I'd do a quick video about what I was going to talk about. Subscribe if you want. I would love it. And contact me if you want to attend some of my Zoom meetings. I do a chit chat Saturday mornings at 9. And we like to just chit chat, have coffee, talk about oils and our emotions, or oils and how they help, essential oils, and how they help our bodies and our brains and our feelings and our emotions and our relationships. All right. Thanks.